Hello, 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 hello out there in social media land, and welcome to another Wednesday afternoon with me here on Elevation Moments. It is even when Wednesday. And today we got a hot topic that we're going to talk about because, it's time for us to wake up and smell the coffee. Look, guys, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that because you will never know where you might find us. And then in the next couple of days, we're going to be doing some early morning and some late things, but it's going to be not on here on Facebook. It's going to be shared live. That's right, on YouTube and other social media channels. And we don't want you to miss it. However, if you go to our YouTube channel, though, you'll be able to catch us at just about any most places that we will be at. I am super excited about being back on today with you all. Please go out there and share, and like, and invite someone else to come and join the party with us. I'm telling you, it is a beautiful day here in Greensboro. We have just been having some nice days, even though it's kind of chilly. It's still kind of nice because, see, this is the thing. When you can wake up on this side of the river and know that you are in that place, right? You're still able to function and move and call it, bring the things to the table. Hey, Miss Carrie, thanks for watching, my friend. I do appreciate you so very, very much. You more than you will ever know. But when I tell you that it's oftentimes it's ready for us to get to a place where we can actually function in some things, right? And see some things on a different level. And that's what my purpose here is, Elevated, not at Victoria Elevates, which is the background. It is the founding sources for Elevated Not Tolerated. It's our backing source for our Coaches on Parade, a whole host of other programs and things that we offer. And in the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing us doing a sort of an interview that we talk about all of the different programs that we have here to offer and the things that we do here with Victoria Elevates. We're not just one place, we 2 places, we 3 places, we 4 places, we might be 5 places, but what we're never going to be is sitting somewhere not trying to produce what we believe in. I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, it's all about how we can move to that next level and what the journey looks like for us, right? To those of you that are watching from behind the scenes, come on in the room. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Miss Carrie can tell you I'll only bite but once. Because guess what? It's always a privilege and an honor to be able to serve the people in this community, in the global community, because that's what we need to do. So today, hello, Coach Deborah. Pastor Deborah Kate was in the house with us. Thank you so much for being with us, young lady. You have some amazing things that's getting ready to happen in your environment. We certainly do appreciate you including us in that realm as well. When I tell you that Elevated Not Tolerated means to rise above anything and everything that has held us down and has caused us to feel inadequate. But my friends, with you and I together, we rise above all of those things because we're going to be empowered, embraced, and educated to be elevated and not tolerated. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this conversation on today. But also let me tell you that you can always find us right there. Look at that link right there. That link tells you right how you can reach us. If you go into that very link of our link tree, you will be able to follow us on all of our websites as well as our LinkedIn social media pages, and you'll be able to find out what was going on at any given point. I'll encourage you also to sow a seed into the program, because all of the funds that goes into the Victoria Elevates programs, it blossoms out through all of the programs that help our people. That's our coaching programs, our group sessions, as well as our private sessions. And it also empowers us for our upcoming events. And one of those upcoming events you don't want to miss is going to be the power, excuse me, I got my girlfriend on my head, that is getting ready to come up, is the Favor is Fair conference that is coming up real soon. You want to stay tuned to it. It is going to be virtual. We were going to do that at a location here in Greensboro, but we decided to do a virtual one more and again, but you will still have to purchase tickets for it because it is a closed environment event, and we don't want you to miss it. We got some phenomenal speakers that are coming back to that event, so you don't want to miss it. We also had a Coaches on Parade that's coming back as well. Let's get into the top conversation, y'all. How about that? When I tell you that I'm super excited about today, because we're going to be talking about, actually looking at waking up and seeing what that looks like on a different level, because most of us don't understand how important us being in tune to looking, being awake and understanding that we're worth it, right? We are truly worth being awake. I don't know about you, but sometimes it's almost appears that you don't have everything that you need. Matter of fact, this morning I got up and I was going to do a video, and I said, you know what, I'm going to save it for the show, and then we can talk about it on the video later at a later time. But one of the things that I want you to understand, that you have to understand, that today's topic is, yes, wake up because you're worth it. Wake up because you, my friend, because you are worth it. Not somebody else, but you are worth it. And I think sometimes we forget that very thing. I need you to understand, though, today it's time for you to wake up because you are worth it. And how do you do that? Sometimes it seems like it is a challenge for us to be able to wake up. It seems like there's something that's holding us back. There's somebody pulling us down to that pillowcase, that bed, whatever it may be. But can I be honest with you? It's time for us to wake up because you're truly worth it. Everything that you have experienced in your life is something that you can build upon and let somebody else know that you do have a voice. And one of the book collaborations that I'm a part of, one of the reasons why I joined it was because the title was not only the thing that grabbed me, but the concept of being able to know that my voice mattered no matter where it went. Right. And sometimes you feel like your voice just is not being heard. It's not being seen. It's not being pulled to the place that it needs to be pulled to. Right. And sometimes that causes a little bit apprehensive. And sometimes we can even get a little bit fearful of the next journey that we're on. Can I be honest with you? Sometimes we don't even see what the other side is. As I was talking to someone about social media, one thing about social media, and I want you to get this in your mind, I want you to understand it. The social media has so many great things, but it also has some things that may cause us not to always push to our next level. And sometimes that's hard to understand, that sometimes that's even a hurtful place, right? For some of us, can I be honest with you? I don't need you to look at social media for you to gain who you are. That's not your value. Your true value lies within inside of you. That true value that you experience is something much deeper than what you can even imagine. But it's time for us to understand it's a wake-up process. Even my good brother Lazarus in the Bible, he had to wake up, baby. And when he did, it was by that sound, that call that he got for him to rise up and shake off everything that was attached to him that shouldn't be. How many of us are going through that very same thing? Put me a little comment in the chat and let me know that you're with me. See, this is the thing. Many of us are still asleep because we're waiting for all of that dead weight has engulfed around us, is covered us up with all of these things that's caused us not to be able to move. Can I be honest with you? Sometimes it's the connections that you're with. Sometimes it's the atmosphere that you're with. And sometimes it just happens to be those things that you can't even explain. When I tell you that when you wake up and understand that you are worth everything that you are going through right now, you are worth you being able to push to that next place. I am here to let you know that it's time for us to understand that it's time for us to wake up out of that sleepy place. It's time to wake up and shake off some things. Shake off the dust. Shake off all of that excess waste that has not done anything for you but hold you hostage. Sometimes you got to move away from the situations that you're in and understand that it's time for you to push, Push, push in the bush. Hey, Miss Carrie, what's that song? Push, push in the bush. Let's put. Okay. Anywho, when I'm telling you it's time for you to push, it's time for you to push and understand how important you truly are. Sometimes it's time to break that bush apart. It's time to put some things in perspective and make this world understand who you are. You were created to be in this season. One of my things for me being who I am in the coaching industry is because I am a motivator. I believe in motivating people to the next level, making people understand that what you are created to do and what you're created to be was ordained before you were even created on this planet. My gift is to you. My present to you is being able to give you the opportunity to understand how valuable you really are. But that requires you, my friend, to wake up with me. It requires you to step out on faith just a little bit further. Can I be real with you? There's been some times in my life that I was not able to even pick up the pieces, as the old song goes. Miss Carrie, pick up the pieces. Sometimes you have to learn how to pick up those pieces, even when you really don't want to. Hey, Pastor Shane, that's my girl right there. Girl, I can't wait to see you. I miss you to my biggest look. My big heart is starting to expand just by seeing you come on. Such a pleasure to have you with me, my friend. But when I tell you it's time for us to expand, because sometimes individuals people, places, and things will hold you to a place that you can't even breathe. When you can't breathe, that's when your oxygen stops. You get, there's so much things that happen when you stop breathing, right? It's if you look at the medical industry, they tell you when you're not breathing at a specific time, an amount of time, that you lose the function of your brain. Can I be honest with you? Some of us are in that place where we've been holding our breath long enough and we're not breathing. Hello, how you doing? We're not breathing. It's time for you to breathe. Stop worrying about everybody else and take control of who you are. In the next couple of weeks, we're getting ready to do another class out there, another what I call a master class. It's going to be a quick class, if you will. It's not our 6-week class, it's a master class. But when I tell you, one of the things in that class that we're going to be talking about is how we breathe into the things that we're dealing with. Manifestation comes when you start breathing life into what you want. We can no longer hold ourselves back from that, but we need to push into the next element where we're breathing freely because we deserve it. It's time to wake up because you are worth it. I want you to put that into the chat room and let me know that you're with me, that it's time to wake up. We are waking up in 2024. Some of us have been sleeping all since, look, I was born in 62, y'all. I know it's hard for y'all to believe, but I was. But some of those things that I was experiencing all up until the age of 40 was me holding me back because of the things that I didn't understand. It's time for us to shake off those dead clothes and get busy. It's time to wake up and try some new things that we want to do. Yes, Miss Carrie, come on in here, girl, because you're waking up. It's time to understand that waking up is a process, right? And when we come back, I'm going to tell you one of those processes that I want you to start embracing on. So I want to tell you what's coming up these next few days. Don't miss it. Hello, hello, hello. We are back, and I want to thank you so much for joining us on today. Yes, Miss Deborah, you are absolutely correct. It is right. It's time for us in 2024 to take it to another level. And I'm here to help you do that with these moments that we take, those elevation moments that we talk about, these very things, because it's important how we understand how we are moving to our next level. It's time for you to open up that journal that you got. And I know some of you have bought the Elevated Not Tolerated journal, your 90 days of how you're going to be able to position yourself for your next level. Look, if you haven't purchased one, you can do so. They're still available on our website. As a matter of fact, we're going to be giving away some of those on Sunday night. So you might want to join in with us. But one of those things that we want to talk about as how we are learning to wake up is this very thing that I'm getting ready to tell you. It's about embracing your true inherent value, right? There's a lot of us that are experiencing things that we're not understanding. What is one of the things that we're missing? And that's this one right here. It's embracing that your inherent value. And what does that mean? It means for you to understand that there's a lot of things, regardless of your past mistakes, your challenges, or your setbacks. Every morning is an opportunity to reaffirm and embrace one's instinctive value. It's time for us to understand it. You started somewhere. You began this day with a new opportunity. You looked at it from a different concept. You looked at it from the place where you need to be able to push to your next level. One of the things I talk about in my class is finding that root, finding where some of these things happen. Can I be honest with you? Some of these things were embedded in us when we were very young in our mother's womb. One of the things that I talk about in the book that's going to be coming out, y'all, some of the final pages have been revisited, and it's ready to kick it out there. It's when we stop people pleasing. People pleasing actually started in the womb before we were even born. Can I be honest with you? People pleasing is one of the things that keeps us bound by the things that we can't do. People pleasing keeps us bound in our mind. It keeps us bound in the things that we should be pushing forward to. But because of people, places, and things, we have found it hard to do. We found it that it's almost impossible for us to stop doing certain things because we have the fear of pleasing other people. But it's time for us to encourage ourselves, how unique and what our unique qualities are, our strengths, our experiences. They contribute to our worth. It doesn't delay us. It doesn't take away from us, but it actually empowers us. The things that we have experienced in our life, the things that we have dealt with in our life, those things are expenses that we can no longer hold back from releasing to the other folks. The thing I want you to be encouraged with is to understand that your weakness, the things that happen in your life, your past. Let me just slow down just a little bit. Your past did not kill you. It came to empower you. Your past did not kill you. It came to empower you. Can I say that again for the people in the back and for those that are watching later and those who are sneaking behind the scenes and watching? Your past did not hold you back. Your past has gotten you to this point that it is able to empower you to your next level. It's going to help you gain the strength and the energy that you know. It's going to fuel who you are for you to push to that next level. Embracing that means that you're going to rise to that next level and you're going to understand it even the more. When you can be able to say, my true worth started when all of the challenges that I had. Even on today, as I'm thinking about some things that I'm going through currently right now in my own life, there's some things that happened that we didn't have control over, but we took it upon ourselves to stick with, right? And sometimes you have to understand that those challenges and those things that we chose to do is the things that we have to value, that it gave us strength and knowledge, right? It gave us an opportunity to understand even the more, right? And you say, well, how is that possible? Well, let me tell you how it's possible. If you went through it and you made it, then that's an accomplishment that says to yourself that I can do it. The scripture says, I can do all things through Christ strengthens me. God allows us to go through certain things so that we can be strengthened, that we can gain strength to it, right? Sometimes when we are going through those deepest, darkest moments, can I be honest with you? It's not going to be every day sunny and bright, right? Some days you got to push through it no matter what. As a matter of fact, as I got up this morning, I had to push through some struggles that I was dealing with mentally, right? I had to put myself into a place where I said, look, you got to get back on track, and this is not going to delay you. It is only going to empower you for your next level. See, that's the thing. Most people will tell you, even in my field, oh, I got your plan. It's all done. It's going to work. It's going to be done. Can I be honest with you? It's a process. It's a commitment for you to push to that next level. Nothing, can I be honest with you? Nothing happens overnight. It is a continuous process. My job is to be able to give you the tools of the trade and allow you to grow with that. My past injuries, my past challenges is what's going to help you not make the same mistakes. The thing is, are we willing to see those mistakes and value what we learn from them? A lot of us are still hesitant because we do not want to deal with the fact that we had those challenges. When I think about all of those things that I went through in my life, I want to tell you that I'm sorry, I apologize. But when I tell you that some things that we have to keep on pushing through, what happened in your past is what happened in your past. But what's happening now is what's happening now that's going to empower you. Excuse me, why? I apologize for the rude person that is on my line right now. I apologize. So we just want, if you if you don't notice by now, working in the if you don't notice by now, working into the public, and I'm laughing because I just had this conversation with Miss Carrie on the and I'm sorry. The trolls are out there and they will come for you no matter where you at, right? And I had to pause because I had a troll that came up just now and I had to remove that statement and also block it. So just know that sometimes when you are on social media, the trolls will come after you because they can't handle the truth. And it's okay. I can handle my truths. How about that, baby? Whoever you were, because I don't know who you are. But anywho, never seen you in my life. But at the same token, I still want to encourage you to understand how important that moving to your next level is going to empower you. It's going to embrace you. It's going to encourage you, right? And that's the thing. When you see certain things like that right there could have knocked me out from doing what I do best. And that's empowering you, right? And one of the things when you see stuff like that, you have to be able to push past it and be able to know that it is not going to affect you. It's not going to stop you, right? Because ignorant people come for people that are telling the truth, right? And so you have to overlook ignorance and keep it moving. Like that individual who just came up into the comment sections, if you will. I don't care about what anybody says. I know what I do, right? At the end of the day, this is the truth. When you start moving to your next level, excuse me, y'all. This is the day that the Lord has made. Anywho, as we keep on moving quite along here, this is another phase that we're going through. So I want to tell you the second step. The second thing that you might want to take a look at is this right here. When we're talking about moving to our next level, the next thing that you may want to tackle is this right here. Understanding how important your mindfulness is. You know, being able to laugh at ignorance, if you will. Because in the middle of all things, this is one of the things that you have to, you start doing different things, right? And one of the things I always encourage people to do is to create new things for yourself. And one of those things is being able to look at your situations on a different level, right? And one of the things that I teach my students to do is to exercise different, rituals, if you will. And so that's what we're going to do. Girl, you better know it, Miss Carrie. At the end of the day, Miss Carrie, ain't working, ain't gonna work on this day. At the end of the day, it's time for us to shake it off, Miss Carrie. I'm going to shake it off. Because at the end of the day, mindful rituals, doing some things different will cause a different atmosphere in you, right? It will cause you to be able to see some things differently. When you begin to create new rituals, one of the things that I encourage you to do when you're moving to your wake up moments is to try some new things. One of the things that I teach my students, my clients, is to be able to take time at the end of the day, take 30 minutes out of your busy schedule and at the end of the day and create an atmosphere of rest for your mind. Create a peaceful place for you to rest, meaning that you shut off all of the TVs, you shut off all of the cameras and all of that kind of stuff, and you start developing some other things in your area that you can be able to see in a different level. Taking that first 30 minutes of your day and crushing it, taking that and ending your day with 30 minutes of peace will also cause you to be able to see some things different, right? One of the things I want to encourage you on is this right here. Have you ever stopped and just wrote down what you want to accomplish on today? Being able to understand how important it is for you to be able to start and plan a whole new different arena for yourself. Setting realistic goals and objectives will bring you to another place. Setting realistic goals that you can meet is most important. Being mindful of those things is what's going to empower you even the more. When I begin to think about some of the people, places, and things in my life, and how they've grown, is because they set goals and objectives that they could meet. And that's what you want to do. Even in the midst of what you're going through, you want to be able to set some goals and objectives that you can actually meet for yourself. Don't worry about anybody else making those goals. Meet them for yourself. One of the things I want to talk about is this right here. We have a whole program, Coaches on Parade, that are coming back to the scenes, and they're going to be coming back and giving us more information as we develop the process. Coaches on Parade is my baby. It's something we develop. I want you to take a look at this. Hello. We're back again. Thank you so very, very much for being with us. And so one of the things I want to talk about as we're closing out is the third thing, is setting daily routine. Setting something that's going to be able to push you to that next level, and setting some attributes and some things that's going to be able to change, right? So let's get into talking about setting those new daily intentions, because you have to be intentional to what you want to do, right? So setting daily intentions. Got that? Setting daily intentions. And I'm going to put that up for you so that you'll be able to see that, right? Miss Carrie, how you doing today? By the way, my friend, we got to have some coffee. Oop, that didn't type out right, did it? This is a funny day to me, right? Setting those daily intentions. Let's get that back up there. Setting daily intentions. And what does that really look like? To discover the power. You have a certain power that only you can handle. And one of those things is encouraging you to establish some clear and positive intentions for your day. Get up with a mindset that you're going to be able to complete, and do some things that you need to do. Focusing on your personal growth, your personal kindness, your resilience, the reason why you choose to do something. it's important for you to understand how important that can be. One of the things that you have to understand is by sharing your story, by sharing who you are, by sharing where you're getting ready to go, it's definitely a place where you be able to understand even more what happens in your lifetime. When you're able to share, when you're sharing who you are and why you are, it actually encourages other people to do the same thing with you. It encourages them to be able to see how important and how wonderful you are doing what you do best. When I think about all of the things that we have done up until now, and it's already what, February the 7th, and we have to continue to set daily intentions. We have to continue to set different things, people, places, and things in our life that will enhance us and not hinder us. And that's setting one of your daily intentions. Setting intentions mean that you're setting boundaries for yourself that's going to be able to empower you even the more. Setting true true boundaries that enhance you is one of the skills that we teach in our classes, because it's important that you understand how our brain functions on certain areas, right? When I tell you that sometimes we get into, when we get into things, people, places, and things out here, it sometimes forces us to see things on a different level, right? But when you have intentions, when you have clear direction of why you're doing some things, those things become intentional. When you start thinking on those paths, when you start pushing to that specific area, that's when you're able to see even clearly how things develop, right? So when you're setting true goals and objectives, you're setting things that also build a boundary around you. It puts a safeguard around you, right? And when you do that, you continue to do that on a daily basis, that builds who you are. It builds your energy. It builds your strength. It builds the person that's on the inside of you, right? When I think about all of the times and things and people and places and things that's in our life that sometimes don't understand why we have to say no, why we have to say what we do and why we do and what we do it, is because we're setting the precedence for other folks to understand that we have goals and objectives in our life that we're going to meet. There's things that you're going to meet on a regular basis that only you're going to be able to do. And the only way you can do that is have a certain goal in mind. It's a time for you to set a certain precedence in your space where only you can accomplish those things, right? Sometimes people, places, and things will come into your life that you have to be able to understand that your boundaries, that they're in your life for a certain reason. Miss Carrie's in my life for a certain reason. There's other people that's out there that's in my life for a certain reason. But there's also people that's out there in the atmosphere that do not have the capacity or the access that you need to give them. So setting intentional boundaries will help us move to our next level. When you start thinking about those things, you want to start thinking about the journey that you have already had. What have you already walked through? What have you already processed? What have you already accomplished with everything that you're doing? Sometimes the very thing that you need to be able to talk about, it will break the barriers of the past, right? Breaking the barriers of the past is most important to us changing up and developing a new process of waking up to our own goals and objectives. I'm sorry, I keep getting interrupted, and I do apologize, y'all, because that is not me. Y'all know me, child, Miss Carrie. But at the end of the day, when you start thinking about these three things that we talked about, embracing your value, knowing what your true value is for yourself, being mindful, setting mindful morning rituals and evening rituals that will help us gain our own strength, that will cause you to shake loose all of these things that do not exist in our life, that does not need to exist in our life. Let's put it that way. The other thing is setting those extreme intentions that will cause us to be able to push, right? Setting real goals and objectives that will keep us on tack. And again, I'm going to apologize for being a little off-centered right now, only because, sometimes the enemy will come in to push you off of that place of you waking up. And that's probably a good thing that it did happen to me today, because it will show you that anything that can can interrupt your process may be coming for you because you are on the right track. Can I be honest with you? Sometimes the enemy comes for you because you are on the right track, baby. Don't even get sidetracked with it. Stick to your routine. Stick to the things that you know that is powerful for you. Stick to those things that work. Seek you first, right? And know what you're seeking, but seek the right thing first, allowing everything else on the outer banks of you to not touch you. Because at the end of the day, what's going to push forward is the inner you. You have to make this work for you. You have to see the importance in you and why it is important that you continue to move to your next level. Hunty, tell Miss because at the end of the day, what is gonna push you even the more is who you are. Because even then, even when you still have to keep moving, even then, even when the jokers come out the woodworks, you still have to be able to press to that next level. It is important for you to understand how important pushing is going to be in this season for you. I'm telling you, it's time for us to see so many different things on so many different levels. At the end of the day, are you going to allow one thing to hold you down, or are you going to allow some things to push you to the next? I'm telling you, this is time for us to be able to see some things on a greater level. It's time for us to push it even when we don't even think we can go to another level. It's time for us to see something greater than what we've ever seen before. And sometimes that means pushing past, well, Miss Carrie, it ain't pushing past, it's knocking that devil down and keep on moving. Sometimes you got to push the devils of doubt, the devils of insecurities out of your way and keep it moving. Well, baby, it's 36 minutes out into the show. It has been my pleasure, as always, to be with you. But just in case you didn't know some of the things that we did here, let me tap this in for you.
Me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Thank you. Those are just a little about a little history here. And Miss Carrie, thank you so much for always being a part of the Victoria Elevates family. We definitely appreciate you, and we look forward to having you on the show on next Monday, on Monday night. If you're not busy, come and join us. Miss Carrie's got some exciting news that she's going to share with us on Monday night. We can't wait to hear it and to be able to share it with you. But we need you to come on back. Look. Come back Saturday, this coming Saturday at 2:00. This coming Saturday at 2:00. My good friend, my little brother, Donnie Got the Beats, is going to be here on Super Sassy Saturday at 2:00. He's going to be bringing us back some phenomenal news on his behalf as well. He's got some new things happening out there. And I am so honored to be able to bring these two amazing individuals back to the show so that they can share with us and give us the behind the scenes secret of what's going on in their programs and what's happening. Guys, I'm here to tell you, it's time to keep pushing. We got to keep waking up. We got to wake up every day with a new purpose in our heart. And that new purpose is that we're going to be empowered, embraced, and educated to be elevated and not tolerated. And we will see you real soon. See you soon, Miss Carrie.